US President Donald Trump is fighting battles on three fronts: the polls, the courts, and that government shutdown that at this point in time shows no signs of ending. And this week may just prove to be one of the most crucial as far as his presidency is concerned, testing both his power and also his influence in a way. Across America, voters in 4 states, New Jersey, Virginia, California, New York, are currently heading to the polling booths. Now, these elections are likely to reveal not just how Americans feel about their president, but also one that experts say could shape the political landscape heading into next year's midterm elections. While New Jersey and Virginia elect their governors, New York chooses its next mayor. New York City choosing its next mayor. California voters deciding on redrawing their state's electoral map. In fact, Trump has thrown himself into the middle of these contests. On social media, he's been vocal in endorsing candidates, especially in the high-stakes governor races in New Jersey and Virginia. But it's his comments about New York City that have drawn the most attention in a way. Trump lashed out at the Democratic nominee, Zohran Mamdani, warning that federal funding could be cut off if Mamdani wins the mayoral race. And that's a threat that perhaps underscores Trump's combative approach here, even towards America's largest city. But then the elections are just one battle. Another major test coming on Wednesday as the U.S. Supreme Court, where judges will be hearing a challenge to Trump's tariffs on America's key trading partners. The case basically questions whether Trump's use of the 1977 International Emergency Economic Powers Act to impose those tariffs was legal. On social media, Trump has called this one of the most important Supreme Court cases in American history. He argues that the tariffs strengthened the economy and restored America's global standing after decades of what he calls unfair trade. But then economists are saying that those same tariffs have raised costs for American consumers. Trump insists victory in court could cement America's economic dominance, but warns that losing could, in his words, reduce the country to almost third world status. And then there's that third front, the government shutdown. As the standoff between the White House and the congressional Democrats drags on, the shutdown is nearing historic length. If it continues till Wednesday, Trump will oversee the longest government shutdown in American history, with polls showing Americans are increasingly blaming Trump for the gridlock. For Trump, meanwhile, the convergence of these crises, the elections, the Supreme Court case, the shutdown, creating a rather defining week for his presidency. And the question that comes up is, what if Trump loses because a defeat in court, poor results in the polls, or a public backlash over the shutdown could reshape or perhaps even define the course of his second term? Right now, Trump is likely to be betting on the power of his voter base, his instincts, and his political resilience. As the crucial week unfolds, one thing is clear: Donald Trump is fighting on 3 major fronts.
To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.